Welcome back, everyone. Let us kickstart this discussion by putting forward our points of view by pertaining the causes of job loss during COVID-19. To begin, I do believe that work from home method ordered by the government are one of the causes of job loss during COVID-19. For instances, there are some workers who cannot afford gadgets such as phone and laptop to implement the work from method due to their minimum wages. It also hard for them to do their job and join online meeting due to their bad internet connection. At the end of the day, it is important to consider these methods are troublesome and could lead them to be fired. Does anyone agree with me? Guys?
I agree with your opinion, but in my opinion, the causes of jobless is when the employers cannot come to the company to work because due to the SOP that been set by government. Due to that, mostly company will not have enough employees to open their operation, so the company cannot get income to pay for the employees salary, so they have to fire the employers because they cannot afford to pay the salary. Do anyone have any opinion, or do you guys agree with my opinion?
I am agree with your opinion because as we can see, this COVID-19 pandemic um, push other businesses to be closed because the government has said that sorry sebelum boleh ulang balik kah?
Can,
Sure,
can,
sure.
can, can.
You can
Oh,
repeat.
silap sorry.
Jonathan, what do you mean repeat what?
I am agree with you because um, there are many business has been closed down due to the order by the government. Um,
Do you have any more idea, Jonathan? And how about Karen?
Yeah, I do agree with that. But for me also, because of the COVID-19, they have many parents. They have got no money to pay for the student and pay for the how to say uh how to pay job about it job lo blur do otakku.
Udah aku sambung nggak? You have a point there. However, just because the parents cannot buy their child stuff, does not make this an important causes. I believe rather than focusing on how the parents gonna afford their their children needs, we must also consider that there are a lot of shops closed due to COVID-19. Let me take for instances. The workers cannot go to the work due to movement control that are made by government. Also, furthermore, it is difficult for the workers to adapt to the new norms that are not temporary but permanent. This problem could lead to the lack of motivation among the workers who currently lost their job. Does anyone agree with me?
I agree with your opinion, Brendan. So let's continue our discussion by we discuss about the effect of jobless during the COVID-19 pandemic. So here, in my opinion, the effect of jobless during pandemic 19 is mostly the biggest company will hard to hard to achieve their target, hard to achieve their target because mostly they cannot do more operation to get more income. So a lot of biggest company will okay. In other opinion, the effect of jobless is mostly of family cannot afford their daily life. Example, they cannot buy their needs because of the jobless, so they cannot get income to buy their needs for daily life. How about other opinions?
I agree with your opinion, but for me, the effect of job loss during this COVID-19 pandemic is there are um, there are increase in suicide rate in our country. Um, when we talk about suicide,
Can I interrupt?
okay,
Because of the COVID-19 also, they have many people in the house outside there, mental health there's down. For example, right, they overthink about how they survive during the COVID-19 also. At the same time, they are um, they are feel like how to find the other job during the COVID-19, because during the COVID-19 also there are many employer find the apa dah macam worker like they have a diploma or high education for me. So you guys also agree with me kah? Or they have any opinion?
I'm sorry, but I have to agree with Jonathan' perspective. Uh, Jobless during COVID-19 has increased the suicide rate among the workers due to Great Depression and especially the tremendous amount of stress of losing their job. Mm, um, for
um,
example, this problem led people to do the white flag campaign that urges those desperate need of food and assistance to display a white flag in front of their houses as a sign for help.
most people decide to do suicide during this COVID-19 pandemic is because um, the first thing that comes to their mind when they experience job loss is they think how to pay their rent, how to pay their bills, and pay for their child educations. And this thing will pressure them. How do you guys agree about that?
I agree with your opinion. For example, I see there are teenagers among age 13 until 15 already works for their school fee. So this means the COVID was effect huge. The COVID-19 gave huge effect to our society. So move to the other points. There are also a solution to overcome solution to cope with the jobless during the COVID-19. In my opinion, we can get we can do extra job. For example, during the day, we can work with the we can work to the company. After 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 work with company, we also can do some extra job. Example, do promote other products and do our own business, such as sales the
I agree with Silvio that we should um, make extra work during this pandemic to make sure that we are financially stable. But in my opinion, um, when we are experience job loss during this pandemic, we should seek help from our family members, um, and also we must talk about our problem to theirs, especially when we have mental health problems. What do you guys think about that?
I have to disagree with you at this juncture. Parallel to this, I find that we should build a new friendship. We should build new friendship after losing our job, because when we lose our job, many of us also lose the friendship and social network that were built in the workplace. It can be crucial in both helping you cope with stress of job loss and during as well as finding a new job. I hope that clears the cobwebs and everyone is clear on the pros and cons of the issue at hand today. However, one man's meat is another man's poison, so we can each stick to our own opinions as long as we can justify it well when time of reckoning comes. Would anyone like to respond to my opinion?
How about you, Karen? Do you have any opinion that you want to say?
For me, I do agree with Jonathan and you guys actually, but in my for the solution for me to cope with the job loss during the you have to try hard to find the job and try to not give up at the same time. It's depend on my experience lah. Try not to uh, for the other friends to work with you or push you down whatever during the COVID lah for me, because based on my experience, um for the at the same time lah at the same time that during this COVID they give us value for yourself and think about the future at the same time lah. And um do you guys agree ka? I give my opinion based on my experience. I'm not try to force my family to pay my education. I find some money, so I use that money for my own. I'm not use my family money. So that is my opinion lah for the solution with the cope with the job during this COVID-19. That is my opinion. So you
Okay,
guys,
so let us review our discussion so far. What do you
Um,
think are the most important values that can be obtained from the issue?
I think the most valuable value that we can obtain from the issue is we must think rationally to overcome the problem due, due to the pandemic situation right now. Because the right the rational thinking will make us easier to overcome with this kind of situation. Do you guys have any other values?
I agree with Silvio.
Can I
However,
give? Can I give also my value for the
yeah,
this
yeah, sure,
topic?
sure.
Yes, yes, you
Okay.
may.
Uh, for me, this from this topic that give me the value that we should invest the money if, like I said before, right? For me, invest the money like play with the trade or something else lah. For me, at the same time, if you play that you invest the money, you have your for your saving for the future. So you uh, and then if you have the money for the future, you don't have to saving too much and think too much also. Try like for example, try where we want to find the money and where we want to find the job at the same time. For if you have a saving money at the account or many wheres lah, then you have you don't worry about the if you don't have money. That is my value lah. You
In
guys?
my opinion, the most crucial thing, and that in order for us to survive during this pandemic, is we need to make sure that we are financially stable. Stable. Um, we need to make sure, and also we need to make sure that we are prepared well during eh, any upcoming disaster that that will happen to our in our world. And also we should um, take care of our health and always um, and always sorry.
How about you, Brandon? Do you have any?
Indeed, we have discussed a very valid points. I think it is safe to conclude that after analyzing the various contributing causes of job loss, effect of job loss, and the solution to cope with job loss during COVID-19 pandemic, it is crystal clear that financial rational thinking, doing investment for the future and make and be financially stable are the most important points that can be obtained for the issue. That's all.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you, everyone, for the cooperation.